Buwitiweyu, Usakasakabo, Buenos dias, good day. My name is Elba, aka Phoenix Taino, and welcome to my Wakfu walkthrough.
All right, before I get started on the tutorial, I want to let it be known for anybody who isn't already aware that this game has a TV series associated with it. The TV series came out in 2008 and is available on Ankama or Netflix. You can get on Netflix and watch it. The events of the TV series, if I can English, take place after the storyline in this game. But the game came out after the TV series. My understanding is that the TV series was created as a way to promote the game. And I think that's incredibly clever because my kids watched Wakfu on Netflix. So I have an understanding of the world before I started playing. And that made the gaming experience more enjoyable for me personally, just because I could see characters that I recognized, or at least the class slash race that each character in the show has on the game available to play. So that was fun. And to see, to be able to like go to the Sedita Kingdom myself in the game and stuff like that, because I was very much a fan of the Seditas. My main character in this game is a Sedita, but I have played as other characters or as some of the veterans of the game call them tunes. So, what you may or may not be able to see on the screen are two server categories, there's the historical and the neo servers. For the historical servers, we have Pandora, which is exclusive to those in France. So, if you're not living in that country, the game is not going to let you. Like, I could press play and it'll just give me a pop up that says, you know, this server is not available for you to play on, or something like that. Something to that effect. Those aren't the exact words. Rubilax is what most folks refer to as the OG server. It is international, and just like with Pandora, you can play multiple characters or tunes at the same time. Then the newer but not newest server is Ogrest, and this one is a single account only. That my understanding from folks that, again, are veterans and have that I've talked to, basically this server was created to encourage cooperative play. Now, the Neo servers are temporary servers scheduled to merge with the historical servers on February 5th, 2026. In this new adventure, enjoy accelerated experience and exclusive rewards. So you have plus 400% experience, 1.5 times loot, and event specific cosmetic items whenever you play on the Neo server. And as I just got done reading aloud, you're not going to lose your progress items and stuff like that should you begin your journey on the Neo server, because it is merging eventually to the historical servers. However, when you do first start playing the game, you are given 5 free slots. So you can have 5 different characters that you can play as and decide who you like and everything best. Or if you're like, I really like this character, but I also want to play as this one too, you can have multiple different characters, up to 5 for free. And then the remaining 13 slots are available for purchase for a total of 18, because there's 18 different classes slash races that you can play as in this game. Something to keep in mind, and that I highly recommend looking further into if it may or may not apply to you specifically, is if you happen to decide, you know what, I really like this game, I want more than 5 characters, then you create one character for each class, or basically fill up all 18 slots. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to also play on the Neo server, because once you open up all your slots on one server, you're going to have all those slots open and available throughout any server that you play on. Each server you play on is a different set of characters and everything, but some of the purchases are available, can cross servers. Some things don't. So, definitely look into that or ask. And I'll do my best to answer since I do play on Ogrist and Rubilax on the historical servers, and I do have characters on the Neo servers as well. So I have a little experience. I'm definitely not a veteran, but I can do my best to help. What else was I going to say? Let me think. Oh, that's right. If you happen to decide I want to play on one of the historical servers, the Neo servers basically have their corresponding Neo server. So Rubilax has a Neo Rubilax, Ogress has a Neo Ogress. So if, let's say you decide you want to play on the historical and you fill up all 18 slots with different characters and you don't want to delete them or whatever, so then you hop on to the Neo servers and start filling up those slots. If you have like all 18 slots filled on both servers, you're not going to be able to keep all 36, if my math is mathing, characters. There is a limit. So I would definitely look into that. My understanding is the lower level characters, the ones you didn't play as often or what have you, would automatically be deleted. So you need to keep that in mind as you're bouncing around between servers, if you even opt to do that. I definitely recommend just picking one server and sticking to it. I also recommend finding a Discord. Get on Discord. And Wakfu has its own Discord, and sometimes you'll see people like advertising their guild. Once you get far along enough in the game, you have the option to like create a guild, but I recommend joining an already established one because then you'll be able to play with folks who are much higher level than you. And if you get to a point where you're like, man, I know I have to finish this dungeon, but like I cannot beat it. And, grinding gets a little boring after a while because you can only level up so quickly. But if you're part of a guild and you have other people that can help you, they can take you, this is what happened to me anyway. They can take you to a higher level area and then just fight and you hang out and chill while they do all the hard work. And then your character raises like 10, 20 levels like that. Also, I want to go ahead and correct something I said earlier because I just looked it up. Some of the servers have more than one option. For example, there's a Neo Ogrist 1 and a Neo Ogrist 2, both of which you can have a total of 18 slots. And then the Historical Ogrist also has 18 slots. And in the game, there is a slot limit on an account of 36. And once that has been reached, the lowest level and newest characters are the ones that get deleted. So that's something else to keep in mind. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get started. It looks like I just reincarnated. Well, let's start by getting out of here. Movements are performed by left-clicking. Target any accessible point on the map and your character will move there. You can click and hold to keep moving forward. So we're going to go where the arrow is pointing and click again. Now we're just going to hold down and move. So some game elements can be interacted with. The cursor will change shape when they are. Most interactions are done via right click. You can then left click to select the specific interaction you want. Sometimes your character will independently move to the interactive element to perform the interaction. All right. So the cursor went from an arrow to a mouse shape. So we know we can click on this. Once we do, the option to start a fight becomes available. To get around in combat, simply click on the desired cell. Each cell navigated this way costs 1 movement point or MP, therefore the targeted cell must be within the range set by the remaining MP. Down here, we can see the MP, it's glowing in green, and the squares light up green, showing that we can move 3 spaces. Fights are turn-based, you can only perform actions on your own turn. Click on the end turn button to end your turn. So once you've used all of the available options, you can end your turn here. It's on the bottom right, and there are arrows that will allow you to change the direction your character is facing, and the character being over here. So, oh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not letting me do that yet. Anyway, end turn. To attack the rodent, select the fist in the bar at the bottom right, then target the rodent. The rodent must be in the action's area of effect, the blue area, so you'll have to get close to the rodent. You need action points or AP to perform actions in combat. AP are reset to their maximum value at the end of each turn. A spell's AP cost is shown in the spell's description. So right now it's green, meaning that we would have moved. When we click on the spell, the squares are blue. Over here we can see how many action points we have, which right now is 6, but we're not close enough to this rodent. Wait. I'm trying to, there we go. Now we're back to being able to move, so I can get close to the rodent. Now when I click on the spell, the rodent is in a blue square, meaning that I can actually hit him now. Ba-bam! And again, fwakata! So you can see that the spell has costs 3 action points, so I was able to hit twice. Had to end my turn to be able to hit 2 more times and kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit. Oh, it feels good to let loose. Ah, he seems to have dropped a broken key. Now we're gonna go to this blue arrow. The path is blocked. The rodent is smarter than it looks. I've got the portal key, but it's broken. With the right materials, I should be able to fix it. To make a tree grow, use its cutting on an area of fertile ground. Select the cutting and then plant it in the specified location. All right. So we go to where this arrow is pointing, and the shortcuts bar has that cutting that we need. So we're going to click on that and then plant where the arrow says to plant. I have to wait a bit for this tree to grow. Trees, like plants and crops, take time to grow. Once the tree has grown, cut it to get wood. And then on the screen now are the stages of evolution of the tree, from, you know, a sapling to like a little tree to then a fully grown tree. And now that it's fully grown, we can hover over it, right click to get the option to cut the tree down, and then we're going to do just that. Now that you've collected the ingredients, you can use the workshop to fix the broken key. The arrow's pointing to the workshop, so this is where we need to go next. And we know it's the workshop because when we hover over it, it says workshop. To use it, it opens this window. We just click on the portal key. It shows all the items needed to craft. They're checked off, so we can click on this craft button. Now we go over here to the portal and open it. Ta-da! Oh, on the top left over here, before I forget to mention, that is where you can see your next objective and any quests that you have activated. We'll go into that a little bit more later. I'm just going to go ahead and fight this rodent real quick. Each fighter has health points or HP. When their HP drops to 0, the fighter dies or is knocked out. When all fighters are KO'd or dead, the fight is over. To cast a spell, simply left-click in your spell bar to select it. A description of its effects will appear when you hover over it or right-click on it. The cells reachable by the spell are indicated when you select the spell. They depend on the spell's range. Left-clicking on the desired target will cast the spell. Spells have various parameters: an AP, action points cost, a potential WP or Wakfu point cost, a minimum range, and a maximum range. All of these parameters must be valid for the spell to be cast. So now we have some new spells other than the option to punch. We have Energy Flux, which is a fire spell. It looks like it has a cost of 2 action points. Downpour is a water spell, also a cost of 2 action points. And you can see all the descriptions as well on each spell. With Rock Slide, 2 action points. So I can do one of each element twice. No, one of each element once, or the same element 3 times. I can math. Basic math. Don't ask me about no calculus. So now we see over here that there are no action points left, so we end our turn. And now we can see 6 action points, establishing what was said earlier, that ending your turn resets your action points and your movement points. I think I scared it too well. Ha! Get out of here! I wonder if you can see the world of 12 from here. What? That Woden again. It seems overly tough, right? But wasn't there another one? Easy does it. Whoa! There you are, alchemist. Grogolorogran, what are you doing here? Did you feel that supernatural wave of Wakfu too? Yes, that Wakfu is concerning. The energy is getting closer and closer. Ouch! Well, 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 an incarnate? My head! Oh, don't move, I'll heal you. Is that better? Yep, thanks. Great Wakfu emanating from you. Grogolorogran wants to know who you are and where you're from. Speak, mortal. Come on, Grogol, let's not be too hard on this newly incarnated. Went too fast. You're a new Hupper Mage, correct? The first steps are tough for a fresh incarnate. Take some time to get used to your new body. And will. Once you regain your abilities, visit Grogolorogran. He'll be waiting for you in the sanctuary to the west. Aha, I think he's really interested in you. He'll be waiting for you in the sanctuary to the west. How about you explore this area a bit first? Okay. I wish some of this text didn't go so fast. The memory of your past incarnation gradually fades away. You've already met this alchemist in your previous incarnation, but who knows how much time has passed since then. Time for a new adventure. All right. So now we have, before setting off on your adventure, take the time to explore the Celestial Island and get to know its inhabitants. Discover and view guides using the shortcut Shift-T. You can open the map with the M key. The M key being the letter M on your keyboard. Quests are missions that involve completing certain objectives. They may be unlocked by speaking to an NPC or non-playable character, or automatically by leveling up or discovering a new island, for example. Access your quest with the quest book button or the shortcut Q. Quests are organized by category. When you unlock a quest, you can decide whether you want to track it using the button with an eye on it. The quests you're tracking appear in the quest tracker. Objectives are shown in green. The compass can sometimes be enabled. It shows what direction you should go to reach the objective. Completing quests gives experience and exclusive rewards. Also, keep in mind that you have to be in the area that the quest is located in for the compass to work. That's not something it specifies. It's something you eventually learn as you play. So down here we have some other shortcuts, including show the map. Up here is where Huli is, and that was the first objective on the Celestial Island of Request over here on the top left. Talk to Huli. So let's go talk to her. Some kind of an Aripsa ghost addresses you excitedly. Hey there, I haven't seen you around before. Are you a newly incarnated Hupper Mage? I'm Huli, by the way. Nice to meet you, Huli. Yes, that's right. I only just reincarnated. It's kind of confusing. I don't totally understand what's happening to me. The incarnation process can be complicated. Even though I've spent plenty of time here, I'm not confident about it myself. It makes sense that you'd feel a bit lost. Should I start over from the beginning? I wouldn't mind a refresher. A soul never dies even when separated from its physical shell. When our souls leave their vessels, they are drawn to a huge stream of Wakfu that flows in Incarnum, and then they reincarnate. We lose the memories of our previous life in that moment. Whether you were a king or a baker in your previous life, you start over from the same point once in Incarnum. That's amazing, but then, what are you? Alas, my ghost of form hides a tortured soul that's never managed to incarnate. That's why I'm dedicated to guiding souls as they seek incarnation. I want them to get the best advice for the rest of their adventure. Then where are we? We're on the Celestial Island of Re. This island is located between Incarnum, where you came from, and the world of 12. You'll find other souls to converse with and other incarnates like yourself. Other incarnates? I'm not the only one who's fallen before? Huli chuckles quietly. Yes, new souls do fall here. Although it's pretty rare, there must be something special about you. Most people use this place to train in Airyna's dojo, which you'll find to the east. Some even decide to stay here instead of adventuring. That explains it. Wait, did you say I was a new Hupper Mage earlier? Each soul can choose whatever class they want. It's a matter of choosing what deity they want to be a disciple of. You previously chose to be an actual Hupper Mage. That choice isn't permanent. As for me, I can change your class for free up to level 30. Just come see me if you feel like doing so. Thanks for your help, Huli. I'll check out the rest of the island and come back if I need to. That actually says Hully, but, tomato, tomato, right? So the next objective is to talk to Otomai, and he is over here by this tree. When you look at the map, he's where the star is, for those who may or may not have trouble finding Otomai. And he is the clan member of this area. I'll go into all that in another video. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and talk to him. Otomai seems especially cheerful at the sight of you. You're back! So how's it going? exploring the Celestial Island. Are you up for the next part? So far, so good. We'll see if I'm ready to move on to the next world. Who are you, anyway? Ha ha ha, that's right. I haven't introduced myself. Sorry, I'm Otomai, Sciento Mage and Alchemist. Don't be fooled by my appearance. I'm several centuries old, though I've spent the majority of my time studying various life forms. You don't say. Anyway, thanks for helping out. Good. I can tell you about some of the basic concepts that govern this place if you like. Otherwise, I would urge you to chat with others on the island, as they'll have important information to share and things for you to do. Alright, I'm going to scope out the island. I don't read through all those other things simply because I already have that information, and that's something that you can do when you're playing. Now we're going to talk to Airyna, who is over here at the Celestial Dojo. Look at all the warriors in training. I'm Airyna. Welcome to the dojo. I'm going to teach you to fight Little Scaraleaf. The Sacrier, who seems to be the dojo master, stares at you. The silence, previously interrupted by the disciples' katas. Or is it katas? I don't know. But it's broken after a few moments. Welcome to my dojo, young incarnate. I teach the basics of combat to beginners like you. Interested? I'm interested. I'm a bit rusty, so reviewing the basics would be good. Perfect. I offer a few beginner level courses. Let's see what you can do. I'd like to attend the class on combat positioning. That little ding, by the way, lets us know that we have a new quest, and you may or may not be able to see it because it's kind of faded, but on the top left there it says Principles of Combat, and then the first objective, complete the test on positioning, which is what we fit to do. Which way the fighters are facing has an effect on damage inflicted and received. A target attacked from the side will take 10% extra damage, while a target attacked from behind will take 25% extra damage. So this is what I was trying to do earlier. Now the game should let us do it. Use the arrows below the HP bar to change which way you're facing before skipping a turn. You can also use the arrow keys on the keyboard. So the arrows used to be under the HP bar, but now they are where you end your turn. In the exercise, you must hit the Mr. Punchy in the right area of effect to deal maximum damage, meaning that it wants you to hit Mr. Punchy from behind. Oh, and let me start the turn. Or start the battle, rather. As you may or may not be able to see, I've only got 3 movement points, and I need to attack him from behind in one of those brighter green squares. So I ended my turn to get behind him and attack! I have completed this test. Now we have complete the test on elements showing under Principles of Combat. And I'm not going to read all that because it's the same moving forward, but I want to learn more about elements. Spells are categorized into one of 4 elements: fire, water, earth, or air. Some effects, such as damage, are based on the spell's element. And that's over here on the right of the target's character sheet. Elemental masteries provide a boost to damage dealt in their respective elements. Conversely, resistances reduce damage taken in the corresponding element. A fighter's element masteries and resistances appear on their character sheet as noted earlier. In this exercise, you must hit the Mr. Punchy in the right element each turn. Use the shortcut Shift V to show a tooltip about its resistance, or right-click on it to open its fighter sheet. So let me do Shift V. There's a little pop-up above the monster, but I prefer opening its fighter sheet. We'll see why in later tests here, but This is the full fighter sheet. And now we can see that this Mr. Punchy is weak to air, so that's what we're going to hit him with. Then we're going to end our turn. Now his stats have changed. Now he's weakest to earth. So that's the spell we're going to go with. End the turn, weak to air again. And when you hover over each part of that sheet, the fighter sheet, it'll tell you exactly what each symbol means. So weak to earth. Ta-da! The next principles of combat is complete the test on combat distance. Talk to Airyna and then click on the option so that we can get that started. A target is at a distance or ranged. If located 3 or more cells from the caster, the target is in melee range. If located 2 or fewer cells from the caster, in this exercise you must alternate between ranged and melee attacks to deal damage to the Mr. Punchy. So I hit spacebar to start the fight instead of pressing the button, and we need to attack from the green square. So this is melee. We are close combat, and this is ranged or distance combat. And we're just going to go back and forth between these 2 squares, and we're done. Next up, I want to learn more about line of sight. This one took me forever to figure out. Line of sight determines whether you have an unobstructed view of a target. If there is an obstacle between you and the target, you don't have line of sight and you can't perform any action on this target. Some spells do not require line of sight. In this exercise, you must find a line of sight to reach the Mr. Punchy. Each time you hit, the obstacles change position and you need to find another line of sight. And it's time, so if you don't hit the Mr. Punchy in a certain amount of time and the turn is over, those obstacles are going to move. And it's not intuitive. Like, you may think you have line of sight, it may look like you have line of sight, but you don't. You have to go based off of where the spell tells you you can attack. I learned not quickly enough that the best course of action to pass this test is simply to go to an open corner. And 9 times out of 10, Mr. Punchy will be lit up blue when you hover over the spell, indicating that he can in fact be hit from that cell. So I'm making it look real easy right now, but shit was hard when I first started playing, okay? I was getting so frustrated. You have no idea. Well, actually, if you watch my gameplay from last year, you'll get an idea of how frustrated I was. Alright, so I want to learn more about area of effect. Some effects are triggered on multiple cells at once. This is an area of effect. As you select from available cells when casting a spell, the area of effect is shown in red. So the blue cells are where the spell can be hit, and the red is where you will definitely hit. A spell's area of effect is indicated in the spell's description. In this exercise, you must hit all the Mr. Punchies at once to deal damage to them. To do this, select the appropriate spell and cast it on the right cell. So here we have 3 spells. This one does every cell in a small square, so we know that'll work. This one's all spread out here. This spell does a crisscross. That's not going to work. We're going to have to move this just right with the circle, the spell that does a circle, to hit all the Mr. Punchies. I don't know if that would have worked, so I'm going to go with the easy option here, the obvious. And then this one, clearly we got to use the circle spell. We did it! Alright. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing! No! We already did this one. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. And then this red flag button, on the bottom left is going to end a battle. Keep in mind when you're actually out in the world though, when you end the battle, you're not going to end up in the same spot that you died. It's going to take you back to the last place that you incarnated from. So yeah. Okay, other fighters can be moved using certain effects such as pushback, attraction, or teleportation. For example, a 2-cell pushback moves the caster's target 2 cells away. In this exercise, use the movement tools at your disposal to place the Mr. Punchy on the green glyph so it'll take damage. The glyph changes position each time it's activated. So whenever we do this one, it's really 6 of a kind, half a dozen of another. The options we have are attraction, pushback, jump, and transposition. And shortly, I'll show you what each one does. So this one, jump, is how we move to a cell because it's not going to let us use movement points. So to move the Mr. Punchy where I need him, I use the transposition spell. Now I jump behind him. I don't have any more action points, so I'll just end the turn to quickly refresh all that. And now I can give him a little push. Boom! He's on the green cell. I'm going to go ahead and jump over here and then push him. Ending my turn. Jumping here. And then push again. So we can use the attraction spell. That'll just bring Mr. Punchy closer. Then I'm going to jump over here just to show the attraction spell in action a little bit more. So I could have jumped to the other side of the cell and pushed him or, you know, do the attraction. That's why I said it's 6 of a kind, half a dozen of another. Same difference. They all cost 2 HP. Not HP. AP. Just gonna do the attraction spell. End my turn. And now I'm gonna push him. Using both in one turn. Now we have I want to learn more about combat states, and I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Fighters may be affected by states. These are effects of varying duration. Your character states appear at the top of the screen. You can view another fighter's states on their character sheet. It's in the image, but I'll do my best to remember to show you guys on the actual fighter sheet whenever I start the fight with this Mr. Punchy. In this exercise, the active state on the Mr. Punchy tells you what you need to do. Check the Mr. Punchy states on the fighter sheet. Right-click on the dummy to open it and look through its states. So as indicated in that image, the states are at the bottom of the fighter sheet. We haven't started the battle, so we can't see it yet. But boom, there it is. This says tight. If you right click on the state, by the way, you can keep it open so you don't have to keep hovering over it to read. This says to inflict damage on Mr. Punchy, you must end your turn adjacent to him. So we're going to get right next to him and then end our turn. Now we can see that the states changed. This is faint-hearted. To inflict damage on Mr. Punchy, you must end your turn 6 cells or more away from him. So we're going to go all the way to this corner because we will for sure be 6 cells away. I don't feel like counting. Okay, now we have the red alert state. And that one tells us that to inflict damage on Mr. Punchy, you must attack him from a red cell. Last but not least, we have green thumb. So to inflict damage on Mr. Punchy, you guessed it, you must attack him from a green cell. Oh, wait. I was trying to close those other windows. Let me go back. So to access your character sheet, use the abilities button or the shortcut P. And you can see your character's name as well as their level, experience, and characteristics. So other than actually clicking on the X whenever you open something, you can use the escape button, which is what I was doing before that popped up. And this is where you can find your character sheet that shows your resistances and your damage and all of that fun stuff. And we can even click on that arrow. It'll show you some more specifics. So you can see, oh, okay, this is the percent block I have, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should make mention of that's related to combat. But we can probably go into it later. Now we're going to talk to Kheperalia. And we're using the compass because she tends to move around a lot. Almost there. There she is. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn that compass off. Talk to her. You notice the silhouette of a Sadida ghost of, and your heart is filled with the serenity and kindness that emanate from it. Welcome to Nikiwari. I hope you had a pleasant journey. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kheperalia, and I assist Otomai by helping the island's inhabitants to manage its flora and fauna. I'm here to answer any questions that arise about ecosystems. Hello, and thank you, Kheperalia. Life seems so peaceful, Henri. Looks like you're doing a great job. I appreciate the harmony of the forces around us. That's why I place so much importance on a balanced ecosystem. Every one of our actions has an impact on the world, and believe me, it's not trivial. So learning to maintain this balance is essential. I understand. I'll try to help you. So each of your actions impacts the ecosystem of an area. If you kill a monster, it won't respawn automatically. So to manage the monster population, you have to replant seeds. Harvesting seeds is done like any other profession action, directly on monsters. This is the main purpose of the trapper profession. Use the seeds directly on the ground in the monster family's area. This will transform it into a monster group. All right, so we did the telling part. Now we're going to do the showing part. We have the principles of the ecosystem monsters. That says we have to harvest 3 rodent seeds, kill 3 rodents, and plant 2 rodent seeds. I'm trying to find a group of 3 rodents just so I can get this over with. Aha! Here we go. So I'm gonna go here, hit this mama rodent. I don't have line of sight, so we have those eyeballs with crosses through them that indicate no, the spell will not let you attack from with something in front of it. And oh, wait a second. Yes, I want to use this will-o'-the-wisp. I can teleport here. Oh wait, no. I can't do that yet, actually. Oops. Oh well. I don't have any more action points, so next. And now it's my turn again. Let me stop trying to do higher level Hupper Mage shit. There we go. At least Downpour still works the way I know it to. For the record, I am not an expert on the Hupper Mage class, but I have played it, or I started playing it on the Neo Ogress server. They decided to close the Neo Ogress servers early, which is why I'm now playing this same class on Neo Rubilax, because this server is supposed to stay open for Neo quests and bonuses and all that fun stuff until February 2026. You know what? I may be low level, but I'm still a baddie. Access your character's inventory with the inventory button on the shortcut I. The inventory contains all the items that the character is carrying with them. These may be equipment, resources, potions, etc. When the character acquires a new item, it is automatically placed in their inventory. And hubby just tried to send me a friend request. I'm busy! He's also starting on Neo Rubilax. You can pin an item's tooltip by right-clicking on it. To use an item, double-click on it or press the Use button in its tooltip. You can equip an item from the inventory. Oh, wait, I already... What? No, just kidding. You can equip an item from the inventory by double-clicking on it. Use the equipment interface or the shortcut O for objects to view and manage your equipment. And I say O for objects because that's my way of remembering the shortcut. So after a battle, you will have this pop-up here. It'll show you how much experience points you've gotten, what loot you got. Commas is the currency of Wakfu, so I didn't earn any money here. It shows who you fought, how many of each type of monster, and other relevant information. Like right now it's showing that I hit level 4. So that's exciting. Okay, now we're going to harvest. So when we right click on the Wodent, the little potion looking symbol will be the symbol for collecting a seed, whether it's a monster or another object that you can pull resources from. We'll see another resource in a minute. I'm trying not to skip too far ahead here and cause confusion. Alright, so that pop-up shows Trapper level gained. You are now a level 2 Trapper. And that's relevant because some monsters or other resources do have a required minimum level for you to be able to interact with it. So we have in our inventory, we can see that those seeds are there, as well as the items that we picked up from the battle. And the spell shortcut is where we can find the seeds, similar to when we were doing the tutorial, and we're using that Wakfu tree cutting. So it says here, ecosystem, there isn't enough space for you to plant here. Try moving further or killing a few monsters. So there's that. You can't just fill up the whole game space. It will tell you, okay, no, this section over here is kind of full. We need you to plant elsewhere. Let's go back to Kheperalia and talk to her real quick. You're back, adventurer. How can I help you? So now we're going to let her know that we took care of the Wodents. I see you know how to deal with fauna. Let's move to Florida. It's as good as done. All right, so each of your actions impact the ecosystem of an area. If you cut a resource, it won't respawn automatically. So to regulate the flora in a zone, you have to replant seeds and cuttings. So it's just like the real world, okay? You use too much of something, it's no longer available. Harvesting seeds is done like any other profession action directly on the resource. This action becomes available when the resource is at an advanced stage of evolution and the action returns to its previous stage, allowing you to cut the resource and harvest it. So, just like in real life, whenever you have a plant, you want to harvest the seeds first before you cut it down, because obviously if you cut it down, you may not be able to get any seeds from it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We've reached level 1 of Herbalist. Let's pull another seed here, and as you may or may not be able to tell because it grew so quickly, that when you harvest the seed you can see that it's gone down to a previous level of evolution, which is indicated by the fact the flowers went from being open to looking more like buds. Let me just go ahead and cut these real quick. I'm being impatient. Want to get this over with. So when I click on the seed, that percentage lets me know what the chances are that the plant will actually grow. So as you get higher level seeds and whatnot, that percentage will be lower, meaning that just because you go to plant it doesn't mean that the seed will actually take, just like in real life. Let me try. Hold on. It's not working. So it says here, usage conditions have not been respected. Okay. Anyway, you're back, adventurer. How can I help you? This is for the flowers. All right then. When you take care of the ecosystem, it returns the favor. Now you can use the resources you've harvested to craft potions at Otomai's workshop. Potions? I'm going to see. So now we got to go back to Otomai, who is right here. And instead of hovering over Otomai, we're going to hover over this pot because that is the workshop. And you can tell by the little pop-up that comes up, just like with the tutorial, we see that we have all the necessary ingredients for this regeneration vial, and we can click on max so that we don't have to, press that craft button 3 times. It'll just automatically craft, C-R-A-F-T. I know the word. Anyway, the point is that it automatically crafts for us. Wait a second. Do I want to? Yeah, I do want to fight some more. Right now, I am only a level 5 in. For facing a boss, it says enter the Celestial Sanctuary, and I have to be at least a level 6. I'm gonna try and get this done as quickly as possible. Wait. Oh, you know what? I just remembered there's another spell that I could totally be using and am not. It's fine right now though because we're doing basic shit at the moment, so it's not like imperative that I maximize my capabilities here. All right, and now we're at level 6, so I can go to the Celestial Sanctuary and complete this facing a boss objective. In we go. So the facing a boss has been updated. Talk to Grogoloragran and... oh, I guess not. I was gonna show you where on the map he is, but since I'm inside of a building, it's showing me a map of the World of 12, not specifically the Celestial Island of Ree. So let's talk to Grogoloragran. Grogoloragran glares at you coldly. You're back, Coppermage. Grogoloragran's been expecting you. I'm back and I've regained all my powers. I think it's time for me to go take on the strongest monsters in the Cosmos. Grogoloragran senses you are unprepared. You'll need a lot more experience before you can be considered a seasoned adventurer. Seems you're jealous of my inordinate power. I'll have to show you what I'm made of. That's very presumptuous of you, Hubbermage. On guard. I'll be waiting. Show Grogalora Gran what you're made of. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Grogalora Gran. When I tell y'all I had no idea how to pronounce this name, my kids were like, it's Grogalora Gran, Mom. Because, again, they watched the Wakfu series. And I caught some episodes, but never really watched it until I started playing this game. Then I was like, you know what? Let me watch the whole thing. So this is, for those unaware, one of those you're not meant to win type battles. So I'm just gonna keep attacking all the things until I've pissed Grogol clean the fuck off and he knocks some sense into me. Well, not me, my character. Okay. Not good enough, mortal. He repeats some of the same dialogue throughout the fight, so there's one that I missed, but like I said, it's gonna come back up, so I will read it the next time it comes up. You should choose a hiding place. Oh, too fast. But basically, he's saying, I'm about to fuck you up. He's taking it easy on me right now, but like I said, once I get his HP down to a certain point, he's going to be like, nah. What we're not about to do is disrespect me. You're going to put some respect on my name. Alright, negative 440,000. That was sheer luck. Don't go thinking I was giving it my all. I let you win. Sure, Jan. That's enough, new incarnate. Your powers haven't reached their full potential. To be honest, you're a long way off. How so? Grogaloragran can see that you're pure of heart. Nevertheless, you must leave this island and go explore the place they call the World of 12. The World of 12. Get going, new incarnate. Grogaloragran must return home to oversee certain matters. What an odd creature. I wonder if we'll ever meet again. So, instead of a victory, this shows defeat on the pop-up here, that we fought Grogaloragran, and some other fun stuff. So even though I was defeated, I still leveled up to level 7. And, oh, there's the hubby. Naughty Fogger, because he's a Foggernaut. Very punny name. And, yeah, I think I am going to end this recording here and see you in the next video. Okay, bye!